Hello, everybody. So we are kicking off our Military Appreciation Month series with Cadet Tyler Ma, who is a cadet at the United States Coast Guard Academy, and he's just gonna share with us a little bit about his time at the Coast Guard Academy and just what his experiences look like. So first of all, Tyler, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Ariel. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I just want to start off by asking, what made you want to join the military, or specifically the Coast Guard Academy?
So I remember back in high school when everyone was applying to colleges, this was like a really big kind of like decision to make. And then when you apply to service academies, you kind of have to start really early back in junior year. So back before like 2 years before like actually going to college, I already had this set in mind. And ultimately, I think my main motivation was probably to help others. This was just similar to like a lot of other people's motivations at the academy, but another big aspect of it was also based on self-improvement, because going to a military academy will not only enable you to be there for others, but also there's a lot of characteristics and leadership core values that are hammered into you while you spend 4 years at the school. So going there, I knew that I'll learn discipline, I'll learn leadership, and there's a ton of characteristics that you get to like kind of see and follow from other people around you that you can kind of reflect in yourself as you go through your time at the academy, which is really cool. And
Awesome.
I think, yeah.
So I guess this kind of leads into my next question of, what's it like to be at the academy? Like, is it what you expected? Is it totally different?
Yeah, so life at the academy is, if like tough would be like an understatement, honestly. I think compared to, well, I don't really have anything to compare it to because I've only been at the academy, but every single day starts at 5:30, you wake up, and then the moment you wake up to the moment you go back to bed, you're constantly working. There's like the academic workload, which is quite tough. Every cadet here takes about 18 to 20 credits required. There's a lot of military trainings, and there's a lot of emphasis on sports and practice, and there's a ton of things. And so if you can't time manage properly, you're going to learn how to time manage properly, because if without it, you're not going to make it through. But being at the academy has honestly like taught me a lot about being able to compartmentalize and work with what you have. And sometimes things don't work out, but you shift things around your schedule, and like when problems come, you find solutions, and then the day starts again, you keep on going.
That's awesome. Well, it definitely sounds like it's a unique experience, different than the normal college experience, but it sounds like it's been great so far.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say is like your favorite experience from being at the academy or being in the Coast Guard? And then opposite of that, what would you say has been your biggest struggle?
Favorite experience and biggest struggle. I think for favorite experience, being at the academy is incredibly tough. And then so being a fourth year or a fourth class, which is a freshman at the academy, you are kind of like at the bottom of the chain of command, or like what people might call a food chain. So, which means you don't have any like responsibilities yet. All you have to do is listen to other people. And what ends up happening is you do the dirty work. So being a freshman at the Coast Guard Academy in particular, there's a lot of restrictions on what I can or can't do, such as like looking around the hallways, or like looking at my food, or just something simple as taking out like upperclassmen's trash. Like these simple things make fourth class year really, really difficult. And it's like attention to like the small details that help you make it through. But once come like April or May, like all throughout the year, you're going to be working, doing all these like handyman jobs, and then like a lot of things for the upperclassmen. But as you're going through, you're going to be learning military indoc, which is like basic things like cadet ranks, ranks and regulations, different flags, different signs and symbols in the Coast Guard. And it's all in a small booklet. And then come March, April, you're going to take a really big test all on that indoctrination. And then if you're able to pass that test, you get to earn back a lot of your privileges. So passing that test is like a very big milestone in fourth class year, your freshman year. And being able to pass that, it kind of is like your gateway into your third class year, becoming an upperclassman at school. So luckily right before quarantine ended, everybody in my company was able to pass. So that was a really, really big moment for, I would say, every single one of us. So that would be probably my favorite moment at the academy. And then for my biggest struggle at school, there would be, oh man, let me think. So coming into the military academies, any military academy, there's always going to be a summer, like a boot camp, like a training kind of boot camp right before. So for us, it was swap summer. And there's just a conglomerate of like terrible memories from that summer. But to like wrap it up, I would like sum it all into one big thing. It's something that like I definitely would not do again, but I'm really glad that I did it. there's a ton of yelling, there's a ton of physical like workouts, and there's a lot of just like they mentally like try and break you down. So I would say that summer was probably my biggest struggle at the academy. But even though it was a struggle, you were able to get something positive out of it. You were able to learn something from it, and it kind of like it kind of helps lead you into life at the academy. So you come in with previous knowledge where everything is. You're not like a stranger to the school anymore because you probably run around everywhere on campus. And so you get to know everybody, and it kind of like, helps you make your way into the academy.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like I mean, obviously I don't have the academy perspective, but I do understand like the learning from the struggles aspect of it. It's definitely can relate to that. So then to just like wrap this up, do you have any message that you want to convey to either younger people thinking about joining the military or specifically the Coast Guard? Just like maybe something you wish you knew coming in, or just something you want people to know?
Yeah, so coming into the academy is like, to start off, the academy is definitely not for everybody. Like I have a ton of friends who are into the military, and have a ton of friends who like are into just or are private going to like a traditional college. And coming to the academy, you have to be able to be in that mindset of, hey, like I'm going to be committing myself to something for 4+ years. And it's something that you have to be, you have to fully understand and commit to. So make sure the motivation to go to somewhere like this, or even just join like the enlisted corps, it has to be intrinsic. If your parents are telling you to do it, or if your other friends are peer pressuring you into joining the military, don't do it for that reason. Do it for yourself, or do it for yourself for the sake of doing it for others. It's something that like, it's something that I definitely would say I had coming into senior year, but not junior year. So realizing it throughout junior year, it was kind of like a really big kind of like push for, hey, this is what I really want to do. And I'm able to like put in 100% of the effort. And another thing is that when you come here, like something that I really wish I had known is that it's definitely not going to be like a ride in the park. The Coast Guard Academy is definitely like not easy. Same goes for USMA, USNA, or USAFA and Marines. It's not going to be like your traditional college experience. See my friends having fun at parties and like, having fun in normal college. It's definitely tough, but coming here, you got to understand that like, this is not it's not going to be the same environment. And I think a really good quote that I heard from my instructors here was, the Coast Guard Academy is not a good place to be in, but it's a good place to be from. And that's something that can be applied to any military academy. But ultimately, if you do choose to come here, I promise you that it's going to be really well worth it. And it's not something that's going to be like, oh, this is going to be really bad, or there's nothing to look forward to. There's definitely always something to look forward to. When you leave, you're going to be a very prestigious person. You're going to be a very, very well put together character. And it's reasons like those that help people get through their time here.
Well, that definitely sounds like a very helpful message, either for the Coast Guard Academy or just any of the academies and for the military in general. So thanks so much for sharing that.
No problem.
And thanks so much for your time and for sharing about your experiences. I hope this was an informational spotlight for y'all to watch. And just thank you one more time for joining me tonight.
Thanks.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.